G'day, Paul Brennan, Bring Our Birds Home. It is Wednesday, May 17th. Let's have a video update. We've been bobbing around this past week or so, just under 4K in the tin, just over halfway through May. Not too shabby. Thank you to everybody who have made donations. So appreciate it. And of course, we're going hard right through until the end of May and maybe even a week beyond that. Anyway, I think it's looking good, and here's why. When we started this campaign and we thought about crowdfunding, we saw it in three phases: recce trips being phase 1, phase 2 receiving airframes, phase 3 dismantling transportation, and there was a vague phase 4 of storage, sort of cross that bridge when we come to it as well. Phase 1 was about the recce trips, and we were thinking that would involve up to 3 people, experts, going to 5 locations throughout the world to view the airframes, meet the people, build the relationships, do the deals to get those airframes. With the elimination of the 747 and the 737 we were looking for, because they were scrapped essentially, and those being replaced by flyable models, we have flipped the degree of difficulty for those two, the 74 and 73, 180 degrees, from almost impossible, particularly with the 747 where it was landlocked in Moscow, and also to a smaller scale the 737, from hard to do to a lot easier to do. And the Electra, of course, is still in service in Canada and will be for quite some years. So 3 of the 5 now take care of themselves for the interim period, and our work to do there is just negotiation to be first in line to have first right of refusal when those aircraft are ultimately to be retired. All good. So the urgency is DC-8 and DC-10. DC-8 in Manaus, Brazil. We're quite a way down the track there. We're hoping to hear real soon that it will be available for sale and we can make an offer. And the DC-10 in Havana, Cuba. And I'm trying to get a meeting with the Cuban ambassador to start a process of trying to drill in there. My point is that even if we have a modest sum from crowdfunding phase 1 compared to the ballpark that we were originally going for, I'm still confident that we're going to have enough to be able to go to Manaus, Brazil and Havana, Cuba on those missions of sighting the airframes and meeting the people and building the relationships. And we will be able to do what we need to do to the best that we can do it to secure the DC-8 and the DC-10. So I'm feeling really good about this month, and it's interesting how this campaign has developed. It has got easier. The degree of difficulty has gone down as we've moved forward with it. It was always going to be that way, but it makes it so much more doable, only having to concentrate on 2 airframes, and let's face it, those are the favorites so far. So I'm now imagining those trips, those 2 trips to Manaus, Brazil and Havana, Cuba, and really working hard to make those deals to secure those airframes. So thank you to everyone for your donations and your support and your help, your engagement, your suggestions, your comments. Thank you for reacting to those digital redraws, putting the DC-10 with the new Air New Zealand livery and trying out the Pacific Wave on the DC-8. The good thing about those pictures is they get you thinking and they spark comments, but they're also distributed widely, and when they carry the Give a Little Page web address, that's fantastic. It just exposes more people to the campaign and gives them the opportunity to donate if they feel that they want to. It's interesting to note that the DC-10 footage I put up the other day of the 35mm film footage from the 70s, fantastic footage. Watching that off the broadcast tape is quite something. That has been viewed over, I think now, 3,000 times, very widely distributed. I think we've reached about 9,000 people with that video so far, which is fantastic. But I noticed a spike in donations when that went out. So it does work. If you can create content that gets people thinking and engaged, that they distribute out, we can see a spike in donations come back as a result of that. So it's interesting how that works. So if anyone has any ideas or have made any videos that might be relevant, or have any great old images that you would want to contribute that we could put up, you can see they can be useful. They can make a difference. So if anything happens on the Cuban embassy front, I'll be right back with an update, really trying to get that meeting with either the ambassador or one of his staff. And any week now, day now, week now, I'm hoping to hear from Infraero, the company that owns Manaus Airport, that DC-8 has been released by the courts and they are able to offer it for sale. Fingers crossed on that one. But it's fantastic. If we can get that DC-8 and DC-10 sorted, Wouldn't that just be incredible, amazing? And a big thank you to Dave Homewood for having me as a guest on the latest episode of his Wings Over New Zealand podcast. He asked some great questions and gave me a good opportunity to talk about the Bring Our Birds Home campaign. We went through the whole thing woe to go, really. So thanks, Dave, for the opportunity. And if you haven't heard that yet, just dial up Wings Over New Zealand podcast in Google. You'll get straight to it. Or you can look for a link on this Facebook page, Bring Our Birds Home, or go to ziln.co.nz/channel/Bring Our Birds Home, and you'll find the collection of all our videos, all the video updates, all the clips of aircraft. Anything we've done is all there, central in one place, including that interview. So thank you, Dave, and just great to have the opportunity to talk about the project, to get it out to as wide an audience as possible, and certainly we're looking for every opportunity to do that. We've got our pitch video for the idea of a doco out to many places. Hopefully we'll have something back on that, and looking to engage some TV coverage of our campaign in the next week or so. I'll keep you posted on that. In fact, if there are any updates, I'll let you know immediately. In the meantime, I want to thank you again for supporting the Bring Our Birds Home campaign.